This video is brought to you by Grainger Warranty, your #1 online source for factory-backed extended warranties in the country.
Hey guys, meet the new Toyota Land Cruiser. It's the LX700H. Hold on, LX. Oh, there's a problem because it's a Lexus. So all of you in the rest of the world will know that this is the Land Cruiser. For us here in America, the Toyota Land Cruiser 250 is the Prado, but for the rest of the world, this is the Land Cruiser. So if you really want the traditional, the built like a tank Land Cruiser, you got to step up to this Lexus LX700H. And oh my gosh, is this a monster of an off-roader slash on-roader slash luxury vehicle slash, some people would say, greatest vehicle in the world. Let's start with the design. Once again, we're looking at the traditional Lexus spindle grille, as you can tell, and this has a giant open-faced maw. I mean, look at that thing. It looks like a beluga whale that's about to suck up plankton. But it does have a lot of road presence. Maybe too much road presence? Is there such a thing? But anyway, I think that at $121,000, this is the bargain of the century. And you might be saying to yourself, Roman, $121,000, that's not a bargain. But when you compare it to what it competes with, like a Range Rover, that's $50,000 less. This is a 3-row family hauling, off-roading monster that might compete with an Escalade, which would be about the same, but the Escalade isn't going to do what this can do off-road, and we'll go over all of that. Now, I'm here as part of the local Rocky Mountain Automotive Press. It's a press association, and this is a fast take because I only have a half hour with this car, and this is the first time I've gotten to drive it. So it's going to be a little bit quick, it's going to be a little bit spur of the moment, but it's going to be real and authentic. So let's start under the hood, where we always do. And if you recall, the last 200 series Land Cruiser, which wasn't a Lexus, which was a Toyota, was a V8. Well, no longer, of course. The world has gone hybrid and has gone turbocharged and has gone V6, and that's what we're looking at. A 3.4 liter V6 twin turbo paired to a 10-speed automatic that produces 457 horsepower, which is plenty for a vehicle that, you know, is the size of a small tank and probably built like one as well. But in terms of luxury and in terms of design, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. I mean, this is a lot in every sense of the word. And what I mean by that is, I mean, not only do you have kind of this very sedate exterior, dark silver color, but Cole, show them the interior. We're looking at very much blood red back here, right? This is where it gets a little funky. Now, let's see how much room I have in the back seat, and I'm guessing it's a lot because, of course, this is a Land Cruiser, and the answer is, Land Cruiser is, I do have a lot. I mean, plenty of headroom, kind of limited legroom, and that's because there is a 3rd row seat back there. I've got full climate controls back here, which include, of course, heated and cool seats for the 2nd row. Now, I'm not going to crawl in the 3rd row because in this fast tank, I don't really have the time, but, you know, it'd be pretty luxurious even in the 3rd row. But let's see how much room there is with the 3rd row seats down. And the answer is, it's okay. I mean, it's not a Suburban, but if I were to put these seats up, this is all the room you'd have for your luggage or your groceries or whatever you're using. So it still is, you know, Japanese size big, not American XXL big. But, you know, if you don't necessarily need the 3rd row, except for occasional taking the kids to school or a soccer game, then this is probably good enough. There's this kind of nice little shelf here, so you can throw some stuff underneath it if you want them very hidden. And overall, you know, it's very, very luxurious on the inside. Before we show you that, this video is brought to you by our friends over at Grainger Warranty. And if you guys are thinking of buying a new Lexus 700H and you want to extend your warranty beyond the manufacturer warranty with OEM parts and OEM technicians, check out the link below because Grainger does all that and gives you peace of mind because I'm sure this is not inexpensive to fix once it's out of warranty. All right, let's jump in the front seat and talk about all of the goodies that we have, which are a lot. So of course, plenty of room, plenty of off-road goodies, and I've been doing these quick reviews, and I just did a review, and you can look at that at all TFL, of the new Passport Trail Sport, and I said that the difference between a true off-roader and a soft roader is a low range, and of course here we have the low range. So this has a traditional low range. It also has air suspension, and then it has different drive modes. So you can jack it up, you can put it in rock crawl mode. I don't think anybody will ever do that, but you can. It also has the different MTS modes, and then over here, like I said, you could use basically off-road traction control / crawl control, which lets you off-road this thing without having to put your foot on the brake, and you can set the speed you want it to crawl at. This is everything that I would love to do with this, but like I said, I only have a half hour and there's no off-roading. So let's talk about what it's like on-road, and we'll take it for a quick ride. Of course, you have all of your creature comforts that you would expect in a vehicle like this. We have heated and cooled seats. We have a heated steering wheel. This is the F Sport model, the sporty one. So let's put it in sport. Oh heck, let's put it in Sport Plus mode. Why not? Let's go for it and see just how quick it is. And of course, those change when you get off-road, and then you can use the drive mode selector to select sand or snow or rock crawl, depending on what you want to do. And what happens is, and I'm not going to do it right now because I don't have the time, but when you put it into neutral and then put it in 4 low, it does jack the car up automatically on its air suspension, so you do get a lot more ground clearance, approach and departure angle. All right, let's see how this bad boy drives. I have to say, we owned the last Land Cruiser 200 series, and the thing that I learned about it when we owned it was that Land Cruisers, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, which I don't think I am wrong, are built in a special factory in Japan, and they're built to actually last longer than most cars, even most Toyotas. I believe the last Land Cruiser 200, once again, this is a Land Cruiser in the rest of the world, was built to go 250,000 miles, whereas a lot of cars are built to go, let's say, 150 or 200,000 miles. And that's why these guys have gotten a reputation for being bulletproof. You know, this is the vehicle you want when you're crossing the Sahara Desert, or, you know, going through the deepest, darkest wilds of Africa or Mongolia, because it should not break. And there is this incredible feeling of solidity when you get in the car. Everything feels like it's made of one piece of metal as opposed to many millions of pieces or the hundreds of thousands of pieces. And that certainly is true for this one. Let me floor it a little bit here. It's pretty quick, actually. It's surprisingly quick. I don't want to break the speed limit. And you know what? For a big hippo that you know, is not meant to actually carve corners, this LX 700, I almost said Land Cruiser, really does a good job in keeping the body roll to a minimum. Is it sporty? Well, I mean, you know, I guess if you were being mean, you could kind of say it feels, when you're pushing it around these corners, like a hippo on roller skates. And I guess that's a good thing, because it makes the hippo a lot faster, but it still is a very big, very heavy car. And it belies the fact that this is one of the world's most capable off-roaders. Steering feel is sort of kind of there, but this twin turbo does make this vehicle scoot. I am officially impressed, Lexus / Toyota. This is really interesting. Look, you even got a G meter right there. How about that? And of course, you've got all your lockers, and if you switch this to off-road mode, you get all the off-road goodies. I really, really want to take this guy off-road now. I'm super curious as to how that would do. Lexus, if you're listening, Mercedes, not that long ago, lent me a G-Wagon to drive from California to Moab and then to Denver, where I did take it into fins and things, and I would love to do that. So, hey, hit me up. I think that even though most people probably won't take this vehicle off-road, I'm betting that a lot of them are buying it because they believe they can. And let's face it, much of us car enthusiasts, we buy vehicles not for what we're going to use them for, but what we want to use them for. And that is the reason that I really want to take this off-road. Now, in terms of just sheer comfort, yeah, I could cross-country this in a heartbeat. This would be such a comfortable car. Cole, can you hand me the Monroney? I'm kind of curious what the fuel economy on this is, because I bet you the previous V8 was pretty thirsty. And look at that, 20 mpg combined. That's pretty amazing for a 3-row behemoth that, you know, will carry you and, let's say, 5 or 6 of your friends in comfort across the U.S. And we've got a total MSRP of $121,005. And, you know, there aren't a lot of options on this, except maybe for the, well, for the cool radio. I better not look at that while I'm driving. That doesn't sound like a good thing to do. So comfort-wise, dynamics-wise, off-road-wise, I mean, this vehicle has it all. If you can get past that enormous spindle grille, this might be the Land Cruiser for you. Now, a lot of you might be thinking to yourself, yes, Roman, but why not get the Lexus GX, which is just as good off-road and just as capable in many ways for a lot less money? Because those, you know, if you get the off-road version ones, I think those are around $80,000, $85,000. And I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to tell you exactly why you want the LX 700 if you can afford it versus the GX 550. And the answer to that is, and you know the answer, you know what I'm going to say, right? The answer to that is because it's a Land Cruiser. Come on, guys. It's one of the most iconic cars ever built. And yeah, you can get the bargain basement GX for a lot less money, but you can get a Land Cruiser, and you don't have to worry about the fact that it doesn't have the Land Cruiser badge, because all of us in the know, at the end of the day, will know that this, in fact, is the Land Cruiser of Land Cruisers. Anyway, I think that's a good place to end this video review, this fast take. Head on over to alltfl.com. Don't forget about Grainger to help support our myriad of YouTube channels and hopefully provide these fun and interesting fast takes. And I will see you on the next one. Ciao. Thanks to RMAP.